Up on the board is a problem asking us to evaluate the sine and cosine for double angles. So certainly we're going to use our double angle formulas. Let's start with the sine of 2x. The sine of twice an angle is 2 times the sine of that angle times the cosine of that angle. Right? So in order to evaluate this expression, I'm going to need to know the sine of x and the cosine of x. Well, the problem gives me the sine. The sine is 3/5. I need to figure out what the cosine is. Right? I'm told the sine is 3/5 and cosine is positive. Since both sine and cosine are positive, I'm going to put a right triangle up in quadrant 1. Sine is 3/5. So I'll make the opposite leg 3, hypotenuse 5. And so by the Pythagorean theorem, the adjacent leg is going to be 4. And so cosine of x is going to be equal to 4/5. So now I have the sine of x and cosine of x. I'm just going to plug them into my formula. So this is equal to 2 times 3/5 times 4/5, which is equal to 24 over 25. Right? And notice we don't need to know what the angle is in order to come up with this computation. So what about the cosine of 2x? Well, we work with 3 different formulas for the cosine of 2x, depending on which one is the most useful. One of them is cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x. Right? So here I just need to take the cosine of x and square it and subtract the sine of x and square it. So we found the cosine of x, that's 4/5. Subtract 3/5 squared. So this is 16 over 25 minus 9 over 25, which gives us a cosine value of 7 over 25. So using this particular formula, we need to know both the cosine and the sine in order to determine cosine of the double angle. Right? But I was given the sine, I could have simply used that information in order to compute cosine of the double angle, because cosine of 2x is also 1 minus 2 sine squared of x. Okay. So notice with this formula, all I need to know is the sine. This is 1 minus 2 times 3/5 squared. So that's 9/25, which is 18/25. And of course, 25 over 25 minus 18 over 25 is again 7/25. If I was given the information about the cosine, I could have used the third formulation. This is 2 cosine squared of x minus 1. So this would be 2 times 4/5 squared minus 1. 4/5 squared is 16 over 25, so this is 32 over 25. 32 over 25 minus 25 over 25 is again 7/25.